trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK gaming time. Driving trains, trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK gaming time. Driving trains, dating to stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming. CK Sim Gaming time. CK Sim Gaming. CK Sim Gaming. Driving through stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming.
Good morning everyone, welcome to another stream. Going to be back on Euro Trucks 2 today, but going to be giving the Dreamland map mod a go. I haven't played this map mod for a while. It's a fictional map with 1-to-1 scale. Can't remember the last time I played it. It was quite a long time ago. So I downloaded it the other day and thought, well, I'll go for a spin, and they've probably added some roads since I last played it, so I thought I could do a job and see how it goes. So anyway, let's go over to the game itself, ETS2, and yeah, just wait for that to come up and then we'll start the job and see how we go. So we got a blue MAN truck here. Now I didn't get very far into this profile, so I'm still doing quick jobs. I've only got 4,200 euros and still on level 1 here as well. But anyway, so I picked a quick job and we'll see how it goes. Oh look, what a surprise. Now you can see what I meant about an excavator. So we're taking this JCB excavator all the way across to a place called Argostoli. So yeah, you can see, you know, you look at the map and you think, well, there's not really a lot here, but as it's 1-to-1 scale, it's going to driving from where I am to the other side is 60 kilometers. So it's still going to take me over an hour to drive there. So, and there's also quite a few grey roads that I haven't done in here since, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe do a job afterwards that goes from here down to maybe somewhere where I can go over some more grey roads again. Anyway, let's get going. So we're in this quarry and we'll get started. Let's get the windows down. That'll do. Now please let me know if you find that the game sounds are a bit too loud compared to my my voice. That would be really helpful. Should be alright though, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll get the lights on. we'll get out of here. Be interesting. Might have to cut the corner a bit. Morning, Katie. How many tons is this? 28. Leaving the quarry with my excavator. A lot of traffic on the road. Although, to be honest, this road only leads to the quarry, so maybe it was. Well, no, I've done Dreamland before in the past, but I haven't played it for ages, so thought I'd play it again. Another fictional map, 1:1 scale. It's just I've been going through some of my map mods I've installed before just to download the latest versions just to see what they're like these days. I mean, they're obviously getting supported otherwise, or things done to them, otherwise they wouldn't be compatible with the latest version. So I thought, well, I'll load up my profile and have a drive again. Another one I need to try again is Bartoland. That's another map mod that I need to give a go again as well. there you go, there's all the traffic on the road up there. I thought that would make sense because this road literally just goes to the quarry, so I thought, well, there probably wouldn't be a lot of traffic on this road anyway. But now I've got to a junction, I can see a lot of traffic on it, so they've probably just made it so that this road doesn't have any AI cars on it at all when you're driving down it. Because it would be weird if you were passing loads of traffic that only goes to a quarry, so. We got 60 kilometres to do, so it's going to be about an hour's drive in total. So I'm doing a quick job because, again, being that I've only not driven on this profile that much. So if you want to get the JCB, you have to get the DLC pack. I think there's a JVC DLC out there. And as at the moment there's a Steam sale, it's probably half price, perhaps. Oh dear, what's going on up here? Looks like there's a roadblock or something by the police. Wow, looks like I'm causing chaos already. Now this map might be based on Turkey, purely because there's some things on there that have gone on about Turkey, so I don't know if this is like an area of Turkey or a fictional area based on Turkey, I'm not sure. Bus stop there. In case you want to pretend driving a bus around. Nothing changes. Oh, you mean as in my driving? Didn't sleep very well last night. Don't think I went to sleep till about 1:30. Luckily someone was streaming Train Simulator quite late into the night, so I watched their stream for a while. Definitely a lot of trees along here. Something right up on the top of a mountain or something. Bit of a drop to the side there. Not like to fall down there. Hello, Egbert. Just taking the excavator this morning. What me was that car hovering then? A hover car. Delivery point. Are you asking where my delivery point is, or just asking if where we've just been is my delivery point? My delivery is about 50 kilometres away at a place called Rock Eater. I'm guessing it might be another quarry. Come on then, bus, go past. Obviously in a rush. Oh yes, at the construction site. I know what you mean. Now, we've still got quite a ways to go. About 55 minutes driving, it's saying at the minute, before I get to the destination. We started from a quarry. Just doing a quick job. I'm on a map called Dreamland map. Now, I haven't played this map for a long time, and I noticed that there'd been an update to it, so I thought, well, this is what I'm sort of doing at the moment. I'm just sort of going through the ETS mods that I've got and thinking, oh, have they been updated, have they not been updated? And then that's why I've been streaming a lot more different maps recently, because they've all sort of had updates to things. So I've just been playing them, see how they go. We seem to be on the side of a mountain at the moment anyway. Yeah, they did bring out a few last year. mean, I basically still had a couple that I didn't have, so I bought them in the Steam sale while they were 50% off, so... I think at one point last month they were bringing out a different trailer pack every month or two. Next town we're going through is a place called Cobry or Cobry. Oh, great. Oh dear. That'll probably be half my money gone already. I think I was only getting 2,000 for this job as it is. So I'm just 60 quid down already now. Oh no, sorry, 1,600. Never mind. That'll teach me for speeding, won't it? Shame you can't create a trailer via a custom. What do you mean by that exactly, Megbert? There are some things you can do with trailers. I know that there's tools that people can get where you can custom make your own things, but that's something that I don't do myself, but there are people that do that sort of thing. Or they edit the trucks and things, and then you've got to be careful because sometimes you can edit your truck, custom edit it, add things, and then if you go onto Truckers MP for example, you might find that it's not within the rules, and then you might find you get a ban or something. You know, like some people go and customise trucks so they add like engines that you don't normally put in a truck, and change all the lighting, change all the light configurations and things, add bits from other trucks that you're not supposed to. To make more JCB deliveries. Well, Jellybean, for example, when he used to be at his VTC, he used to have a tool and he could basically customise a job. So if he was doing a job, he could always, for example, if he wanted to take a trailer from A to B, like a JCB, he could edit it so that he could actually pick that as a job, if that's what you mean. So if there was a job that wasn't showing up on the list, he could create it himself. So if he wanted to say, oh, I want to take a giant log from A to B, but there's not one listed as a job, I'll make it so that then I can then do it. That's what the sort of thing you're on about. So there are tools out there where you can do that sort of thing. I just don't use those tools myself. You know, because sometimes someone might want to do a stream and they want to like show off a trailer, and maybe it's a trailer that normally wouldn't appear in game, so then they can sort of do something to make it appear in game, so then they can choose it as a job. I think when you do buy these packs, you do get more jobs come up anyway. I mean, for example, when I was doing a quick job, there was at least 2 or 3 jobs that come up with JCBs in it. So I think once you've installed the DLCs, chances of you getting more jobs with those DLCs does sort of come up. Yeah, well then that's why people do quick drives of them instead, don't they? But or they have to swap the trains over. You know, they'll use like a tool like TS Tools or the other one, but I can't remember the name of. Where they'll go, well, I've just got this AP HST, but I want to play a scenario which has the older HST in it, so I'll swap it round to have the HST that I've just bought in it. But yeah, sometimes what happens is when you get you know, train sim DLC, you then have to rely on everybody to create it. So it's like what would happen sometimes. We'd do a multiplayer convoy in Truckers MP, and so everybody would go on to thing, but I think there was a limit to how many jobs would display. So for example, if so like Jelly would, so we'd go on to multiplayer and we'd go, oh, let's do a job from say London to Hamburg, and then when we go into the jobs menu there'd only be like maybe a couple of jobs listed, and they would more or less show up for everybody. So then once a couple of people had taken them jobs, it wasn't available for anyone else. So like Jelly would go, oh, okay, well I have to create that job myself, and then he'd then go into his thing and then he would make the job up so he could still take something to the same place we were going to. Because when you find a job, they might, you know, so I know in convoy mode in Euro Trucks, basically you can copy the same job as anyone else. So if someone's taking a trailer from say London to Hamburg, you can all get the same cargo, so then you can all pick up the same one. But in Truckers MP it was a bit different. Yeah, well, it's the same sort of thing with this really, isn't it? The timing out thing, because you'll get some jobs that time out after a while. I think it's the freight market ones that work on real time. So if you go onto freight market, it'll say there's a job that's going to expire in 10 minutes, and then that basically means 10 minutes from now, whereas an external, it says if it expires in 10 minutes, that's 10 minutes whenever you play the game, if that makes sense. So then there's more chance of you doing it. That's why sometimes with a freight market, you know, sometimes I might, you know, if you pick a job and then you go away for a few days and don't play the game, then you're going to come back and that job doesn't exist anymore. Whereas if you did it as an external, it's going to still be there. So I think this map mod is basically just based on, I don't know, so far it's a mountain road, but as I said, it's still a long way to go yet. We've still got another 40 kilometres to go, so the terrain might change as we're going. As I said, I haven't played this for so long, I've forgotten what it was like, and I don't really think I played it that much, because my profile hasn't really got a lot on it. So it might have been that I played it originally when it was quite new, and there might not have been a lot of road, and I might have played it and thought, oh, well, probably won't play this one again for a while. seen. It might have changed a lot since then. I mean, they seem to have added some more bits and pieces, I think, since I last played this, so... Probably going to park up at the next place that I can stop just to go AFK for a couple of minutes, but I'll be right back. Very windy road. Well, I'm just going to stop up here at Liano for a few minutes. It won't be too long. Just be a minute or two. But what I might do is I might just go up to the fuel station up here because I can get some fuel, because it seems like well, I might have enough, but I'll stop up here anyway. Yeah, I've got some water, Egbert. I'll go in here a minute. Might be from the other side. Right. This car behind me didn't really help, did it? might just park here actually. Right, I'll be here back in a second. I'll just leave this here. Won't be long. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, it's starting to rain. That's about right. Coming soon. Interesting. You can donate to support new versions of our map. Contact Discord. Oh. Oh dear. That's another £100 down the Swanee. Oh. Too busy looking at that sign, and then I get, oh, terrible. Yeah, I should do, shouldn't I? Say I want my €100 back. Never mind. Well, that's quite cool. It tells you what the bridge is and how many meters long it is. 904. So we've got some sort of security passport thing going on up here. Maybe this is like a border crossing. Coming soon, provincial border. Okay. .200 meters. That's about 600 feet, I suppose. New baton for Eduardo. Very similar, yeah. Well, I suppose this is the trouble when you're driving on a one-to-one map. It's a bit like if we were driving on a one-to-one map of Wales, I suppose, you know, where we're going through Snowdonia for about half an hour. We'd be like, oh, it's all the same. I suppose that's the good thing about having a map like ETS, where every 20 miles or so it changes a little bit, because in an hour you can get to drive, you know, from say Spain to Italy in an hour, so then you get to see a different landscape. See, this is one of the downsides of having a one-to-one scale map in a way, is that, you know, in 60 kilometres, you know, the landscape might not change so much. I mean, this could have been why they made this map. Maybe they felt like there wasn't enough mountainous roads in ETS, so they thought, well, let's make a map where there's a lot of mountain roads. I don't know. That's why when I drop this job off, I want to drive down to the other part of the map, which is like to the south. So it'd be interesting to see if the landscape changes along there. Let's see if we don't get stuck on here. That's the only thing I didn't like about GTA 5, really, is the fact that you could just never seem to run out of anything, could you? Like, you'd blast helicopters out of the sky and then within a couple of minutes there'd be some more. It'd be great if it could be like where you would get about a half an hour break. So if you blew them all up, you could then have half an hour before the next lot would come along. Although I suppose that's the whole point of the game, really, isn't it? To keep having them spawning in and spawning in, but sometimes it used to get a bit annoying. Talking about toll roads, looks like we've just gone into one. The Deep Forest National Park. So if you thought you hadn't seen enough trees, well, you're going to get to see some more. Or just trains, Katie, especially the earlier routes. all of your routes. I think Jelly used to call it just trees. JT means just trees. Carter's probably streaming at the moment. I think he was doing a train sim stream. Hello Neko, how are you? Just driving through the rain in the forest with an excavator. How are you doing? Hope you're doing alright. Nice to see you. To see you nice. Looks like this forest is going to be finishing in around 3.7 kilometres, according to that sign anyway. Or we'll reach the edge of it, I suppose. Yeah, this is a 1-to-1 map. Just another fictional one though. I haven't driven on it for a while, so I noticed that I'm just sort of going through some of my ETS mods and then seeing if any's been updated. And then any that have been updated, I'm just sort of just updating and then just giving them a go again. So just been driving different map mods the last few streams really. So we're just taking this excavator along. It's a quick job, because there's not really a lot on this profile, so I haven't got a tracker or anything in the profile, so I'm just having to do quick jobs. So we've still got about 23 kilometres to go. It says I'm going to take about another 24-25 minutes to do it, so then I'm going to pick another one after this to another area of the map, probably the grey roads. Probably new bits in a map I haven't seen yet, so see what that's like. Yeah, it is a little bit. So this road is apparently called the M4, obviously. Not like the M4 that we have in the UK though. So that's what it's called on the map anyway, the M4. .500 meters, apparently. The rest spot coming up. Well, I guess we're out of the forest now. Not that you can really tell the difference, but yeah. Then again, I wasn't expecting it just to sort of disappear. I guess it's just the boundary of the forest, I suppose. Now the truck is struggling to go up this slope. This might be the Nottingham Forest. It is clearing up a little bit. So there was an accident there. We passed a sign not that far back that said that we were 440 metres above sea level, so I'm guessing we're about, what, 1300 feet up now? Although I think we've just reached the summit. Well, starting to go back downhill now. Maybe it's just the way it looks. Yeah, we're accelerating now, so we'll be going downhill. So we're 535 metres at this point. And that's what, 1500 feet? Something like that, isn't it, almost? Not exact, but normally you just sort of times it by 3, don't you? More or less. That's a rough guide. This might be the other end of the toll road up here. Wow, €50. Blimey. Barrier or barrier, provincial border, something like that anyway. The barrier. I'm sure we've all seen the barrier at some point, haven't we? I suppose there is not so much forest now, is there? Ticket barrier. Yeah, plenty of those. Now it's a giant ball. Must be from one of the Spanish DLCs, I'm guessing. Might be wrong though. Birmingham on tour. What do you mean, like the bull ring, you mean? mean now. I know in a lot of Spanish towns they have like a ball, don't they? Like just like a 2D sign up on the hillsides and things when you go into some towns in Spain. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of a junction coming up here. Kilometres to go. Careful up here in case a police car comes along and finds me for speeding again. No worries, Neko. All good. Kilometres to go. As I said, I'll probably pick another job after this one, but try and go to another area of the map I've not been to yet. So Like it might be brightening up in a minute. It's got dark again. Looks like we're heading towards the sea. I think this town that we're going to is on the north coast, I think. So it might be by the sea when we get there. Not so sure on the drop-off point though, but I think it might be like a quarry or somewhere like that. I'm not sure. Maybe a construction site. A tower block? What, to demolish it, you mean? Got to be careful there, because if I go too much over my speed limit, it'll find me. I think this map is, you know, it's just generally a mountainous map, I suppose, so that people that like mountain driving. But as I said, I want to go down to the other part of the map, the southern part, and see if there's any difference there. So hopefully I can get a quick job next. It takes me down to that area. Another garage you can buy up here. Yeah, this is Argostoli. And then I don't know if you could look that place up on Google and see if it actually is a place that exists. I'm trying to think, is that Greek, that language? Or is it Turkish? Maybe it's a sort of Turkish-Greek map, so you get a lot of Turkish-Greek terrain, you know, mountains and whatever. Hence why it looks the way it does. It looks Greek. Yeah, well, I mean, we went through like a border crossing at one point, like passport control, so... Yeah, you mean the text? Yeah, I thought the text was Greek as well, but... Yeah, I think you're right, Echo. But I'm wondering if there's a bit of Turkish and Greek in this. You know, this fictional map, I mean. Yeah. So it's probably like a fictional, a bit like with Grand Utopia, is like a fictional map based on France or an island in the Mediterranean, a bit like a Corsica. This could be like a fictional map based on Greece, or maybe the Greece-Turkish border or somewhere like that, I think. But at the moment we're in the Greek bit, because there's Greek flags like you say, and there's also Greek text. I mean, there might not be no Turkish in this at all. The only reason I'm picking up on the Turkish is because I think it was here, when you go into this screen here, it had the Turkish flag up here for Dreamland, and then it had Dreamland with the Turkish flag, which is the only reason I'm going on about this Turkish thing. I wonder if it's Cyprus. Yeah, that's a good point as well. But obviously it's still a fictional place, but maybe it's based on an island that's a bit like Cyprus or something. Where do we park is? Oh, we got a dodgy asset up there, look. Looks like. Yeah, we got an asset that's not got a texture on it. So that's not good. Dodgy asset. Not unless it's supposed to look like that. Hence the border check. Got good points there, Katie, really. No idea why that asset there is showing pink. But there you go. It might be because this is a new game version. Maybe there's an asset that got changed and the scenery is still trying to show the old asset up that doesn't exist anymore. Or it does, but maybe the texture got changed on it. Hence why it's Right, anyway, let's unload this here. Before I come out though, I'll just load the map up. So this is the map basically. So you get... So there's a lot of stuff in it, but the only bit at the moment with actual so this might be the Greek bit and this might be the Turkish bit over here, because we went over this bridge, and then when we went over this bridge was when we then went to a passport control. So maybe this is very Cyprus shaped. Yeah, this bit here, but then obviously it goes all the way to lots of other bits. So yeah, but if you just focus on the bit where they've put in scenery and roads, and it's just this bit for now. Yeah, it could be. So that might be why, because it seems like as soon as you go over here is where there's a border control. So this bit is the other bit. So what I want to do next anyway is I want to try and get a job from here going down to, say, over here maybe. A bit I haven't been to yet, because I've been to all these places here. I remember this road here. That was quite well, I think it was a bit mountainous, that one, but I'm not sure. But anyway, we got Paz City and Extract Bay, Paz Log. But anyway, I wanna try and go down to this bit here, because in the next job we'll just see what happens. Anyway, I better finish this one off. And see if we can get a job from here going somewhere else. From Argosteel down to Rice Bay or something. Anyway, while we're here, we'll add a skill, because I've got some skills to add now. So I'll do the high value. Oh, I haven't got to that point yet. Okay. But I've already done high value once. Okay. I thought for some reason I'd already gone through to another level, but maybe I didn't. Quick job. Right, let's pick another one. But we're going to go from here. Oh, we got one. Oh, look. See, look. We have TR here. I wonder what TR... Is that short for Turkey? TR. I don't know. Well, it could mean something else, but that's not over the border bit, so I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But anyway, well, we could do this one here. I think we'll just do the Barley to Rice Village, I think, and that's with another MAN truck. We'll see what the Rice Village looks like. Here we got my barley. Right, I've just got to adjust the... oh, I didn't want to press that one. Just adjust the seating a little bit. That'll do, and then we'll just move that down a tad. There we are, marvellous. So this one's 35 kilometres, so this is about half an hour to drive this one. And of course, and we still got the rain. Actually, I'm not going to put the rain on until it starts to rain. It might not rain now, actually. Just in road layout along here. That's where we started the job from, down there, wasn't it? I bet there's a few hidden roads on this map as well. Yeah, this is near where we finished the last job off, but this is just carrying on from it. So our last job we dropped off up here. Yeah, well on both we haven't had to change, so... Right, so now we're on a bit of road that we were in on the last drive that we did, but then we'll go back off onto a grey road at some point again as we head off. So this bit we've already just been down, but well, you're going to let me out, are you? That's very kind of you. There's the Greek flag again. So somewhere we're going to come off and go down a grey road. I just don't know whereabouts it is just yet. I fancy doing a drifting flight this afternoon. I'm not sure. do a drifting flight from Valley. Thing is though, in 2024 there's like helipads that are listed now, so we might not end up. Where did we end the last round the world drift? Well, it's not ended. It's just I haven't done one for a while. But we arrived in China, and so I haven't really got done one from there yet. I think it's because the land there was quite barren, and I was like thinking, well, it could end up being really barren for the next God knows how many weeks. So that's why I haven't really gone back there. Well, plus other reasons too, of course, but maybe I should do Valley. Because I mean, there's more helipads in the game now, so it might actually mean that the nearest point is a helipad. So it's not like I'd get stuck at Valley again anyway, it's just a one-off. I've got no idea really, just a bit of fun. Well, if you call being stuck in Valley fun, but we won't be stuck in Valley because it might just be a one-off, so I don't know. Back to Valley. We might end up in Blackpool today, you don't know, do you? The winds might be northeast. I haven't looked at the winds or anything. They could be northeast, they could be easterly, they could be southerly, they could be westerly, northerly. Northwest here. Yeah, I don't know what the temperature is for here. It's not really a breeze as well. The other day, a few days ago, it wasn't too bad because we had a bit of a breeze, but it wasn't really a breeze at all last night. There's another digger type thing going somewhere. Probably because you're by the coast again, isn't it? For you. Maybe that wind is helping. sounds quite nice, a butty shop. Never mind. I think the nearest takeaway for me is an Indian. Well, it's also, you can also go there as a restaurant, so you can also go there. The nearest Chinese is a little bit further away. The nearest fish and chip shop is probably about 1.5 miles away. But yeah. And then we've got a pub, kind of, well, although I don't really call it a pub anymore, it's more like somewhere where you can get a drink, but it's also like one of those like chain pub type things, and that's about probably 10 minutes walk, well, between 5 and 10 minutes walk away, so a couple of minute or two in a car. Well, that's good that you got a Chinese next to you as well. Back to food. Must be because it's lunchtime. It's 1 o'clock already. So yeah, probably what I'll do is about 3 o'clock I'll probably do a drifting stream, but I'm going to do it from Valley and see what happens. And obviously we won't get stuck in Valley because it's just a one-off one, but I just did it for a laugh just to see what will happen. Maybe we'll go over the depending on what the high level winds are doing, we might end up going over a lot of the, you know, the mountain areas. I don't know. I'm not even going to look because I don't want to even get any spoilers, so we'll see what happens. We might just go straight out to sea. But it'd be interesting because Sim Update 3 does depict thunderstorm coverage a bit better. So if any thunderstorms develop in the Irish Sea, you know, going towards that, we might end up hearing them or seeing them at least. So anyway, who knows? Lost quite a bit of weight over the last couple of years, but grown. An anti-takeaway. Yeah, the thing is, for me, I don't really have a takeaway that often. I think the last time I had fish and chips was a few weeks ago, and that was just one of those mobile fish and chips that comes nearby. So I thought, well, I can just walk down there one day. I haven't had a Chinese takeaway for ages. I need to have one at some point. Can't remember the last time I had a burger. I think the last time I had a McDonald's was when I was in Sweden, and that was in September. So yeah. Everyone raves about the chippy. It'd be interesting to see if that chippy that you mentioned had one of those like YouTube people visit as well, because there are quite a few places around Blackpool where YouTubers go and do food reviews. For example, there's one guy that does £1 burgers. Well, there's a couple of people that do £1 burgers, and they always tend to have people reviewing them on YouTube as well. You know, £1 hot dogs, £1 burgers. And I think someone did a review of an English breakfast in somewhere in Blackpool. Oh, you got a Wendy's. Oh, apparently they've not had very they've not had very good reviews, I don't think, Wendy's. I know Wendy's in America's gone downhill quite a lot from what people were saying. So yeah. Also Taco Bell's not good either. And what's the other one? The Canadian one that sprung up all around the UK. Apparently that's not very good either. Is it Tim Hortons or something? Apparently that's not good either. But hey, I've never tried it, so I can't really comment. I'm just saying what other people say. So one place that always seems to people go on about is Nando's. I've only had Nando's a couple of times. It was alright. I think it was very overrated though, what people were on about, but don't find me. Right, so before I went down that road, so this is a grey road for me now. I like the way that says coming soon. And yet it's kind of filled in, so I don't know if they've just forgot to update the sounds. Is that a cat or a dog? I can't tell. Oh, it's a dog. Okay. Yeah, it does sound quite good. I suppose any ice cream place that's got an Italian sounding name to it always makes you think it's going to be good, doesn't it? It was like there's a coffee place in my town that's been there for years. It's owned by an Italian family, and that's always quite nice compared to going to like the usual Costas or wherever. It's a bit like when I'm in London. There's a place that I like to go to, like a cafe, which is in the East End, for a fry-up. It's called Pellicci's. That's quite nice. It's always really busy though, so but it's really nice. The people in there are just it's just such a great place to go to. So I've been there a couple of times now. But I don't go there just for a fry up. It's just if I go to London and it's like, oh, fancy a bit of a, you know, just a bit different. So I went there once and it was really good. So I thought, well, I'll go there again. But they don't just do breakfast; they do other things. But then since I've been there, you know, it's quite well known on social media now. So a lot of celebrities like to go there to visit now, and you know, like I think Richard Branson was there the other month visiting, or you get all sorts of people going there these days. But the people that run it are really, really nice. Originally it was in a movie, because apparently the cafe's got history, because back when the Craig twins were around, they used to go there to have their breakfast more or less every day. So then when they made a film about the Craig twins, I can't remember the name of the movie, they filmed some scenes in the cafe. Probably Katie. Like I say, it's kind of got quite well known really, but it's like an Italian cafe that's been there for years and years, over 100 odd years or whatever. As I said, but it's a cool place to go. You just had lunch. Oh, nice. It's definitely not one of those places that's overrated or anything, you know, where you go there and the food's thing. I mean, you know, it's really good if you want a nice breakfast. But as I said, they do other stuff as well. The mother of the restaurant, the old girl, she likes to make a bread pudding up, and then when you leave, as long as there's some left, they always give you some free bread pudding to take with you. So I'm not really a fan of bread pudding, but my mum is, so I took it home to give to her last time I went. Yeah, I'm going to have something to eat once I've done this Egbert, and then I'm going to do a drifting stream. I'm probably going to do a drifting stream from Valley, just for old times. And then we can also have a look to see if I was doing a stream this time last year and read what the notes said, you know. See what was going on. You know, maybe you were having your hair cut. Egbert. Maybe Egbert was away having his hair cut a year ago today. That's if there was a flight a year ago today. There might not have been, so. You may fly after work. It doesn't sound too bad. Would have been a Sunday on the 30th. Well, it's quite possible then, because sometimes I did do drifting streams on a Sunday, but then you probably wouldn't have been here, because you would have been probably out for the day doing something on Sunday. So you might not have been in the stream anyway, if I had done a stream, Egbert, because you normally were doing things at the weekends. But we'll see anyway. We'll see what Volanta does. But anyway, I can always go back to like the nearest flight from day before or the day after. See what turns up. Pull out in time? I think I can. So this road seems to be a lot of motorways. It's not a bad map. I can see why I probably only streamed it once and then I only just didn't play it again. Perhaps they hadn't have done so much on the map when I did play it. But it was fun just to load it up, just to have a play with it, to see what it's like. I think this would be quite a good map if you were playing with friends, you know, like in convoy mode. Driving around the windy mountain roads a little bit. But I mean, it's a bit like, you know, reality in it really. You're going to get bits where you have like a motorway and then you're on a motorway for quite a while. I mean, this is what it's like, the reality, isn't it, really? You know, if I was driving up along the M6, probably, and the M1 or whatever, same sort of thing, wouldn't it? Just driving along motorways. I think that's what I like about ATS sometimes, you know, the fact that you can drive for an hour or an hour and a half and you can go through loads of different states that have all got different looks and feels to them. Same in Europe, you know, you can do a job from, say, the UK to Italy and you can drive through Austria and Switzerland with the Alps and everything. Especially as there's more, they've been updating the base maps a lot more now. Oh, your flight depends on Virgin Media, okay. So yeah, I'll probably do a stream at about 3 o'clock probably. So look out about then. And hopefully it won't go on for too long. Flying Virgin. I think Katie will be her usual misplaced air freight. Have any of you actually flown Virgin? I think Katie might have done in the past, from what you said. I've flown with Virgin twice. Well, four trips if you count the returns as well, but first time I flew with them was years ago on a 747-200 going from Gatwick to Miami and back, and then the next time after that was on a 747-400 going from Gatwick to Orlando and back. So that's the only times I've flown with Virgin. Oh, that's right, Katie went to LA. Yeah, I know you from Gatwick, yeah, because I think back then in the early days they weren't at Heathrow at all. They didn't really, they moved to Heathrow at some point, but and now they're not at Gatwick at all now. They moved out of Gatwick during the COVID and they've not come back. Well, I remember the names of them. One of them, the 747-200 was called Honey Pie, and the 400 was called Pretty Woman. I'm that's basically it. And it was basically the same aircraft both ways, so even on the return journey it was the same aircraft for both flights. So I think at the time Gatwick only had like two 747-400s on the Orlando, so there was a chance that obviously I was going to not go on both anyway. BA wouldn't let them into Heathrow. Yeah, it was back when everything was like all this anti-competitive stuff, wasn't it, really? I think the 200 originally, the one that I flew in, was originally an Air New Zealand aircraft, and then it then came over to Virgin. Because I remember looking at the history of it in the past, and originally it was for Air New Zealand, and then Virgin acquired it. And then the 400, I think, was from, can't remember who had the 400 before. But again, that was another aircraft that they got from another airline, but I can't remember which one it was now. I wasn't so much into planes myself. It was only until I actually went on one when I was a kid, and I actually loved it. Before that, I didn't really like them that much. They were too noisy. I used to hate them. I used to go to an air show with my parents, and I used to hate how loud the planes were. I didn't like it at all. Right, anyway, we're at the Rice Village. Guess then we got to come down here. And then when I went on the plane, I loved it so much that I was literally drawing pictures of it, because we took the in-flight magazine with us, and then I was like looking through the in-flight magazine, and it had all the fleet of all the different planes in it, and I would like be drawing pictures of all the planes, but mainly the one that I went on. And then I was so looking forward to going back home just so I could go on the aeroplane again. And I think that was then when I kind of had a love for planes then after that. Anyway, almost at the Rice Village. So I'm guessing we can see why it's called the Rice Village. I'm guessing there's rice fields over there. Uncle Ben's. Oh, if only Steam Fan Man was here, and we could call him Uncle Ben, couldn't we? Yeah, I'm trying to think what year it was I went to Miami. It was, I think it was like mid to late 90s, I think, or mid 90s perhaps. And then it was about 2003, I think it was, when I went to Orlando on the 400. Yeah, I remember the 100 that they had. I think I've got pictures of it somewhere, because you always used to know what the 100 was because of the upper deck. The upper deck only had like a few windows along the top, and then the 200 had more windows along the upper deck. So I think the upper deck on the 100 was only like 3 windows along the top, and then, you know, in the cabin, I mean, and then the 200s had more. The 400, I remember the registration was Golf Victor Romeo Oscar Yankee, or GV Roy. I can't remember the one for the honey pie though, off the top of my head. The reg for the one that was called honey pie, but as I said, it was an ex-Air New Zealand plane. Right, I'm just going to park this up and say thanks for watching. Will I play on this map again? Probably. I don't know. I'll probably go back. The next map model I want to try out again is Bartoland, because I haven't played that one for a while. There is a few more places on here that I haven't been to. I mean, so I don't know. Probably give it a go. Oh, one came from Qantas, yeah. One came from Don Diego DK Gaming. Thanks for the follow. Unfortunately, I'm just finishing the stream off. But thank you for the follow anyway. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's interesting actually, all those. It's like when I remember when Emirates first started up, and one of the first routes that Emirates did was to I think it was to Frankfurt and to Gatwick, and they basically were just operating A310s back then. And I think they only had like 2 or 3 planes, and that was it. Now look at Emirates now, and how big they've got. Good afternoon from Denmark. Oh, nice. Another Danish viewer. That's nice. Hope you're well in Denmark today. As I said, I'm just finishing off the stream. I was just checking out the this map. I hadn't played it for a while. I just wanted to see what it was like these days. So yeah, just been doing some quick jobs. No rise, Katie. You too, Egbert. Thanks, Chris. If you've been lurking, nice to see you. So yeah, Katie, Egbert, Don Diego, Chris, Neko, and anyone else that was here lurking. Thanks for watching. And I'll stick this one up on YouTube anyway, so it'll be viewable on YouTube later for people as well. So yeah, next stream will be a bit later on, in about an hour and a half from now, where I'll just be doing a drifting stream in Microsoft Flight Simulator, starting from Valley in North Wales, and we'll see where we end up. Will we end up in the Irish Sea? Will we end up in Republic of Ireland? Will we end up in somewhere else? Who knows? Right. Anyway, take care, everyone. I better actually, before I get anywhere, I better finish the job off. Don't wanna quit the game without finishing the job. Right. Anyway. Yeah. So we haven't got up to level 2 yet, so I can't add another skill point. But anyway. There we go. Dream Delivery, this company was called. But yeah, anyway, I'll head off. Take care, everyone, and I'll see some of you maybe a bit later. Thanks for watching, and yeah, bye for now.